So here we are. We are going to be doing the U-Doll versus Maddie's doll review for today. I'm going to compare them side by side, and for this review, it's not going to be biased in any way. We're just going to check out both dolls, and I'm going to talk about both dolls today. So, first of all, I'd like to say both dolls are made out of the American Girl vinyl. So they're both made out of the really good quality vinyl. Super nice. And both dolls have really nice eyes. You can see very detailed eyes. There we go. Very detailed eyes on both. And both dolls have wigs that are really good quality wigs on them. And they both have really good fabric quality. So we're going to check that out. They both have the canvasy fabric, so that's good. So the major difference I noticed was the U-Doll has a neck string. Let me see if I can show that. The U-Doll has a neck string. Where the Maddie's doll has a zip tie. It's hard to tell, but she has a zip tie. She has a zip tie closer on the back of her neck. So that's like a personal preference, which one you prefer. I mean, both do work really well. But I know collectors prefer the neck string, but it's up to you. I mean, for play value, it's actually better for play to have a zip tie because little kids like to cut the strings. And my friends were telling me when they were little that they would cut the strings on their dolls. So for kids, definitely the zip tie is better. So it really depends on who you're buying for and all that stuff. But that's like a personal preference. Some people don't mind either. But the U-Doll does have the neck string. And the Maddie's has a zip tie. And the face molds both have dolls with closed mouths. So the face molds is also a personal preference which one you prefer. I like them both. I think both face molds are very cute. But they do have different face molds. The U-Doll is marked doll of a kind on the back of her neck. I don't think the Maddie's doll is marked. On the back of her neck at all. But let me check. Yep, she's marked. You can see it a little bit there. Doll of a kind. That's on the back of her neck there. And the Maddie's doll, I don't think she's marked at all, but I'm going to check real quick to see if she is marked at all. Just for, see. Now, I think that she's not marked at all because I believe this is actually the prototype mold. So this is the mold being used on the prototype, but the final heads will be marked Maddie's dolls. But this one is not. Because this is the prototype for the Maddie's dolls, so she's not marked because she's a factory doll that is being used for now. If I remember correctly, they're actually, Madeline Gloss-Gerald is actually going to use a different head mold for the upcoming final dolls. But this is for the first batch, she used a factory doll head. So it doesn't have Maddie's dolls on the back of it, but that's okay. So, that's about it. That's all you really need to know. Both dolls are great quality dolls. Like I said with the U dolls, this is the final face mold. But with the Maddie's dolls, the face mold is changing. So, the face mold is eventually going to change to a final face mold when it's ready. I have seen it, but I cannot share it because it's confidential. But the new face mold is in the works, an official one for the dolls. But this is just a factory one that Kayla has right now. So, yep. So the U dolls has a tooled face mold that is made just for them. The Maddie's dolls has a factory face mold for now, but they are eventually getting a proper face mold that will be marked Maddie's dolls eventually. So that's just a heads up that is coming. So this isn't the final face mold. So just a heads up on that. But both dolls are really great quality, and I really like both of them a lot. So I'd highly recommend getting them. Especially getting them right away, because if you want to be one of the first to get these dolls, it's actually really exciting when you're one of the first people to own one. It's actually really exciting when you're one of the first people to own one. Especially because the Maddie's doll is going to be changing head molds eventually. So this head mold will be retired at that point. So this will be the prototype. So at that point you'll own the prototype if you get one right away. And with these dolls, if you get one right away, you get to be one of the first people to own one, which is pretty cool. So definitely get your dolls soon. Just because, quantity is limited for both, I would say. Quality is great on both, but quantity is limited for both dolls. The U dolls, each doll is limited to 5 of each doll made at a time. So if they sell out, you have to wait until more are made. And the Maddie's doll, about 300 of her is made at a time. So not too many are made at a time. So if you want your doll, you have to order right away. If you want a specific doll. Especially if you want it right away and you don't want to have to wait for a back order or things like that. So thanks for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Bye now.